Best part of my job is just to work with Camille, seeing his happy smiley face every day. Cut. Christmas is that sort of time that it's getting friends together, it's getting families together, and even from the staff families, we put on a couple of Christmas staff dinners. It's about getting people around the table. It's sharing stories, sharing memories, sharing meals. It's just bringing all of those things together. Hi, I'm Andy, Group Head Chef at the Pig Hotels, and we're here today cooking up some festive recipes, some of the dishes that feature on the Pig menus, easy wins that are showstoppers to go on the Christmas table. I've worked at the Pig for, it must be 14 years now, original team in the kitchen at the Pig Hotel in Brockenhurst. A really great atmosphere. The Pig's philosophy of from the garden, 25 miles, lower food miles, it's just the right way to be cooking and eating. To start with, we're going to be doing a salt-baked celeriac, part of a Christmas feast with your family. Salt baking it is wrapping it in a crust, retain moisture, semi-steam it and season it at the same time. Such an underutilised vegetable. It's got so many uses, but I think a lot of people are quite scared of it. It looks pretty weird, it's earthy, it's sweet. It's just a phenomenal vegetable that's versatile. So this celeriac we've just got out of the ground in the kitchen garden. First up, we're going to make the dough for wrapping our celeriac in. So we've got some flour here, and we're going to add some rock salt to it. So we're going with rock salt because it's larger crystals, doesn't dissolve quickly when you add the water to it, and it just helps to encompass the flour and the egg whites together, and it looks cool visually, but it's more for the seasoning of the dish. Add some salt to this. Loosely pick some herbs into there. It's got some rosemary and some thyme in there. So these herbs are straight out of the kitchen garden. With the garden team, they bring us fresh herbs every day. Loosely mix that together. So we've got some home-laid eggs. We're just gonna break and get the whites into this. So we're using the egg whites so that whilst it starts to bake, the egg whites set, and it just helps create that crust so you don't risk the crust sliding off of the celeriac whilst it's baking. So we're gonna go with 2 egg whites in. Egg yolks we're gonna just keep to the side, and we'll use them for another recipe. And then we're just going to start mixing in the egg whites, and we're going to add some water to this. Just a touch more water just to make sure you get the right consistency of this dough. I'm just doing this by eye in terms of touch and the consistency. So this dough's now come together. It's got a slight stickiness to it. Now use this to wrap around our celeriac. Lop off the top, and I've already peeled off some of the roots. It's got a real stickiness to it, and you're just going to sort of coax it around the celeriac. Just using your hands and your thumbs just to stretch it all the way around. You just want to try and make sure that it doesn't crack or break. So we're just going to get this onto our tray, and we're just going to put this into the oven. So next up we're going to be making the chestnut puree. With these are ones that are in a packet that you can use at home, super simple, but there's something really Christmassy about that roasted chestnut smell in an open market. It just indicates Christmas, so we sort of wanted to play along with that, and hence why we're going with chestnuts, but this is a quick and easy way for you to cook this at home. So we're going to take some of these chestnuts, and we're just going to put them into a pan. Going to keep some back because we're going to slice some over our salad later, and then we're just going to cover it with milk and gently bring that up to a simmer until they soften slightly. It's got a bit of sweetness to it, it's got a bit of luxury, it's got the nuttiness. Yeah, it should all come together beautifully. My family are traditionalists and sort of go with turkey. I personally would much rather have goose, duck or venison. Game is massively underappreciated in this country, but it's such a great meat. With the richness of like the red cabbage that we're cooking today, fruitiness, truffle, it all just works beautifully. So that would be my go-to for Christmas lunch. These chestnuts have now just been really gently simmering. We're going to take them off and we're going to turn that off before it gets angry. And we're just going to blend these chestnuts up with a tiny bit of the milk. We're going to put a tiny bit of the milk and then we can always lace in a little bit more milk. We just want to make sure we get the right consistency, and if you put all the milk in to start with, it's probably going to end up being way too wet. You want it to be able to hold its body once you put it on the plate. Beautiful smooth chestnut puree, and we're actually going to put a little bit of smoked salt into it to ensure that it's nicely seasoned and actually hasn't got that sweetness to it, but a little bit of a salty kick. So I'm going to take this all out. So this celeriac's had about an hour and a half in the oven. It's got a real thick crust on it. Now we just need to leave that to rest. So you want to leave it to rest so that the steam continues to penetrate back into the celeriac and really keeps all the juices within it. Because if we cut open too early, it's all just going to steam and evaporate, and we're going to lose all of that beautiful flavours that we've locked in already. So we're just going to loosen it from the tray that it's baked on using a spoon. And just crack it with the back of the spoon, back of the knife. Just going to carefully just peel the outside of this. We don't want to lose too much of the celeriac because these are beautiful celeriacs that have just come out of the garden. Potentially you could have peeled these prior to salt baking, but we find with the salt crust, because we're cooking them for such a long time as a whole piece, they end up getting quite salty, so this just brings that balance back down. Cut it into chunks. The puree at the bottom of the plate, the salt-baked celeriac over the top, these beautiful preserved blackberries sprinkled over the top with some freshly sliced chestnuts, and then just a little bit of nasturtium from the garden, finished with a drizzle of oil. These beautiful preserved blackberries, we had a bumper crop of them at the end of the season, so we've just put them in a little bit of gin with a touch of sugar, and they just sort of gently macerate into there. The pastry will use the gin for a gin jelly, and we're left with these beautiful, slightly boozy fruits. Obviously, if it's for kids, you probably wouldn't want them, but you know, that alcohol kick just really cuts through with the celeriac and the chestnut puree. Be part of a Christmas feast with your families. This would be a fantastic starter. It holds its own alongside some sort of big hitting starters for sure. Celeriac for a starter with the chestnuts and blackberries. What wine are we drinking with this?
I choose this lovely dry Furmint from Hungary, from Tokaj. Furmint got really nice aromatics, and growing on a volcanic soil brings really nice acidity in a wine. I think so it could work very well.
Cool.
Really nice aromatics, you know, apple and quince come through your nose.
Puree.
It's nice and fresh.
Yeah.
For Christmas dish. And looks fresh as well.
Beautiful with that wine as well.
Merry Christmas, Andy.
Cheers, Merry Christmas.